This is Investing Insights with Barry Burnett, and this is not your average home show. This show is designed around the real world of entrepreneurial investors and how to make your portfolio stronger, safer, smarter. I'm your host, Barry Burnett. The show is designed around you and what you're trying to accomplish. The stronger, safer, smarter side is we're presenting things from experts that will help your coordination on your portfolio's risk management, how to operate your various properties in a more comfortable, convenient operation so that you can either hire the right people or know why the people that are handling it are not the right people, so you can regain and control your life. If you can grow your portfolio the way that you designed it from the very beginning, if you can reorient the things that you've started and worked so hard to create. You might have 20 different buildings, you might have industrial parks or strip centers or small individual single tenant investments. You might have apartment buildings or something along the lines of what a friend of mine owns is a variety of hangars on small airports. If it's actually not allowing you the flexibility to run your life, to live your life the way that you always thought, well then maybe the property's owning you and it's time to rethink. Sometimes the way to rethink is to consider a management scenario, and we'll be presenting discussions about management scenarios. Also, sometimes the best thing is to consider consolidating some of your investments through 1031 tax exchanges or through long-term indebtedness sales where you become the bank and carry the mortgage. There are a lot of different ways that we will be discussing, a lot of ways to skin the cat. This show is designed for you, for your comfort level, to increase your skill and to increase your ability to add to your portfolio conveniently. So some of the things that we're going to talk about are how your realtor, how your commercial broker gets their background and gets their knowledge, where they can get the database that makes you the best informed investor that you possibly can be. If you are an institutional investor, some of the banks, the insurance companies, hedge funds, you buy and sell brokers all the time, and that's what you do, and you've got all kinds of access to resources and searching capabilities. But the entrepreneurial investor has to find someone with that skill level. One of the reasons that I'm doing this show is, well, frankly, I was asked to because of my 41 years in the real estate investing arena and because I've done a lot of adjunct instruction on the university level. After 41 years, I was also an expert witness for 37 years. And frankly, knowing all of that neat stuff is great, but to say it in court is not the same as to explain it to the investor. And you're the investor, so this show is designed to help you feel more comfortable. If you have questions, please go to barryburnett.net. Go on your website to barryburnett.net. Register for our show. Send us an email. Let us know whatever questions, whatever you're interested in. And also, in registering, you will automatically be registered for a dinner for two at the fantastic Argentine restaurant Malbec on Riverside Drive in fabulous Toluca Lake. Toluca Lake, very trendy, very easy to get to from throughout Southern California, real close to all of the freeways. One of the joys that we have on the show is to be able to present really solid experts. On this evening's show, I'm delighted to be able to present an expert that has tremendous sway over the real estate industry, especially the commercial and industrial real estate industry, in such a fashion that very few people have this level of influence. Tim Hayes, you are the executive director of AIR Commercial Real Estate Association. Did I say it correctly?
You said it correctly.
And I've been a member for about 1,000 years. And Tim, as the executive director, what is it that you do and how did you wander into that position?
Okay, I run the AIR Commercial Real Estate Association. It is at present about a 1,600 member commercial real estate trade association. And the two things that we do mainly, we do everything that a trade association does in that we do events, we do education, We do things like that. But the two most important things we do are we deliver a database of commercial real estate information to the local market that is utilized throughout the country, actually. And then we also are the main source of commercial real estate contract forms for the commercial real estate industry. And we've been producing both the database and the forms since the mid-1960s.
Okay, so we're going to talk about each of those and why it makes a difference to our listeners, the entrepreneurial investors. So with the membership, it's quite exclusive at $1,600. And it has been historically very difficult for people to just wander in and sign up. There was a reason for that. Historically, what were we aiming at?
What we were trying to do is make sure that the commercial real estate brokers who worked the market had access to the best information so that they were the ones helping the investors and the buyers and the sellers and the lessees and the lessors in the market transact business. In the past few years, and it was like that for quite some time, probably until maybe 5 years ago, where we have opened up our membership quite a bit. It's growing very nicely now, and part of that is that we are involved with a company called Xceligent, which I think we're probably going to talk about here in depth. Mm-hmm. And Xceligent has given us the ability to go after all different data types, to go after comp information and ownership information, and lots of pieces of information that traditionally the AR was not involved in.
But the investor is interested in this because their agents, the commercial brokers, commercial agents, they have access to material that is quite exclusive. It's not generally available to residential agents, right?
Correct. That's correct. And so from an investor standpoint, you want to be partnered with, so to speak, with a good commercial real estate broker who has access to our information, because we have the best information in the market with regard to what's on the market, what is recently sold, what is recently leased. And so as you're making investment decisions and you need to get that information so you can be intelligent about what you want to do with your money, the AR's data is a very good way for your brokers to provide you with that information so you can make good decisions.
And up to this point, it's been an exclusive database and a very exclusive membership. Now, I've experienced over the last 41 years, and it's not an actual study, but just empirical evidence of my wandering around and instruction on campuses, that about 95% of the agents are principally residentially oriented.
Correct.
But that concerns approximately 50% of the true equities of privately held real estate in the nation. That means that about 50% of the privately held equities are other than dwellings.
Correct.
So that includes campuses of multi-residential, whether 5 units or more. It includes mobile home parks, office complexes, industrial parks, all of that neat stuff, right?
Correct.
And the database that we have available to commercial realtors, that 5 to 8% of the practitioners, they are setting themselves apart and have set themselves apart by practice, education, skill level from the average residential agent?
Absolutely.
Okay, and this database does what for them?
It gives them all the information they need at their fingertips over the internet to be a good broker to service their clients the best way they can. So when a client comes in and says, hey, I need to put, whether it's on the user side, so a manufacturer who needs to take down a building to put his company in, or an investor wants to invest in a building that a company is in, they go to a broker, the broker accesses our system, and then they can get access to every bit of information in particular markets that they need information to. As I mentioned, they get access to everything that's on the market, and that covers industrial, office, retail, multifamily, and land. And they get access to all the availabilities, but they also get access to all of the comp deals, everything that's been deals that have been completed, and so they can get a very good idea of what things are trading for and where they want to position themselves.
And it takes the speculation out of it and makes it factual.
Exactly.
And institutions have always had access to huge databases, but the entrepreneur doesn't unless they have something that you mentioned a really fabulous word. Let's focus on that. That's partnership between the investor and their broker agency.
Correct.
So that partnership is created between them, but it's sustained and supported based upon factual data,
Correct.
right? And
Correct.
skill and knowledge and access.
Right.
And so AIR has skill and knowledge and access at its fingertips, but then the agent has to implement it correctly.
Correct. And with the AIR, with the membership that we have, it is the cream of the crop of the commercial real estate brokerage industry. And we are unlike any other organization around the country in that respect. We also have rules of professional conduct that all of our agents play by. So you know when you deal with an AIR agent, they are dealing with other agents in the market in an ethical manner, and so that things the transaction is happening. Everything is above board. The information is out there. It's all provided to the brokers to make them smarter and in turn service their clients the best.
Okay. Well, then that plays right into this company's, the show's motto, stronger, safer, smarter.
Right.
And so our investors who participate with and partner with a broker who is a member of AIR, and Barry Burnett Realty and Burnett Commercial Properties, my company, is a member of AIR, we feel very confident and very proud that we have direct access to the extraordinary link of this magnificent database. But also one of the things that I've been impressed with through the years, Tim, is the ethical standard and the camaraderie that I have and receive with my colleagues in the commercial business. And frankly, they don't necessarily feel that way towards residential agents who attempt to dabble in the market.
Yep.
Because they're attempting to dabble in
Correct.
a market that they might not have those factual data access to.
That's right. With the members in of the association and those who have access to our information, they are full-time commercial real estate brokers. They're not dabbling by any means. This is how they make their living, and they all do. Most of them do very well at it. But they're serious commercial real estate brokers who have made this their career.
So this show is designed to talk with entrepreneurial investors so that they don't do their investments by accident. And AIR proves that it doesn't need to be by accident.